As for the truth on behalf of Derek J. Kenmuir concerning it was his birthday, I suppose about a day ago now, wasn't it, around about now, and just wondering what the year ahead is going to be like there, and we ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. We just cut the deck for you there, Derek, and I'll just move the cards to the side here. We're using these Hungarian Gypsy oracle cards here. I want to just pull out each card in turn, really, as they really more forecast the future as opposed to the past, the present and the future, where I suppose you could do the past, the present and future, but they are specifically really more for the future. And I just want to pull out the first card here, and I'm just going to flip it over. This will be around about now, won't it? This will be the energy for now. So we kick off with now, of course. Now is as nearest to the future as you can get, I suppose, in some regards. And we'll just see what that energy is all about. We've got the energy there of jealousy. I don't know what this is about, but certainly right now there's jealousy going on. It could be from a relationship point of view, or it could be from a career standpoint, where somebody is envious of another because of something. I don't know what this is, but you just be careful here, I think. Right now, I think you probably might know what this is. It might even be somebody who's jealous of you. Even it could even be that, but it's just the energy of jealousy surrounds you in that regard. I want to just pull the next card to see what's around the corner in May, around about Beltane, beginning of summer, I suppose you could call it, couldn't you? We've got an ecclesiastic sort of energy there going on, maybe more to do with the power of prayer, more to do with, I suppose, an occult sort of standpoint, really. Notice there a lot of yellow of the gut chakra and the orange of the sacral chakra there, of course, or the solar plexus chakra, anyway. But either way, you're feeling it, you'll be feeling it in the gut. And of course next month, maybe a time for reflection, maybe a time for learning lessons, as the preacher preaches from the pulpit. I can't say it, preaches from the pulpit, of course. What lesson is there in it for you? Maybe it's a generic lesson that's there for everybody, and it's just up to you to pick out what that lesson is. But I got a sort of sense as though it's more to do with the power of prayer, and to do with even the power of magic to some degree. Maybe seeking wisdom from occult sources, as opposed to just ordinary intellectual things there. I want to just see what's around about June, as we enter the summertime here. Notice you'll be coming in into money there, although only some money, not a lot, but just a bit, just I suppose just enough to tide you over there, as you can see there. Not so you'll be coming into some money around about June. Maybe I'll be able to treat yourself. I suppose, of course, it's in proportion to what your general inflows are. So, of course, if you're sort of multi-millionaire, then it's only going to be a couple of, about 20 odd thousand, something like that. But of course, if it's in the real world, then yes, it's I suppose it's somewhere around, it could be about $300, something like that maybe. I don't know what it could be. Just say 3 because the figure 3 is a figure 3, isn't it? And it's a magic number, so it could be anything like that. Just a bit of something there. Maybe, I don't know where that'll be coming from, but certainly it might even be something you've got hidden away, or something you've got stashed away for a rainy day and you decide to. But it seems to be as if he's speaking about you coming into some money. So it looks as though really it isn't money that you've already got. So I got that wrong bit there, didn't I, really? But maybe a windfall on the bank as well. Maybe you notice interest in the bank or something. It's just a bit more than normal, or something. It could be that. It could be a boost or a bonus on your pay rise, or whatever it is, if whatever you're working as there, if that's the case. But it looks as though there's something coming in there around about June. What about July? What's going on through July? Let's just see what that's all about. Oh dear. It looks as though there's a bit of loss coming up, so whatever comes in, it may be spent rather quickly. Easy come, easy go. I had a delivery person for me takeaways, and he spent basically £500. It was about $600 or $700, isn't it, on the casino in one night. And I thought, you stupid idiot, and he lost it all. This seems to be this. So really, this is a warning around about July. There may be loss coming. So maybe that bit of money there, there's some money coming in there, might just help cover, not cover fully for the loss, but it might just take the hard feeling away. So just be beware of loss around about July, around about August, of course. What's going on in August? Let's just see what's coming up there for August. Well, you got the maid, and then the maid, of course, symbolises maybe something like a new relationship, or certainly something fresh coming into your life there. Certainly. After the loss that you experienced, the financial loss that you experienced, or earthly loss, of course. It could be material, could be, I won't say stolen, certainly, but it'd be some sort of loss, in financial loss. Either way, something fresh comes in. Maybe it's got to be let go of to make way for new. And you've got to lose it to make way for new things. So maybe the loss won't hit you that much, and you'll think, well, in the grand scheme of things, I'm still eating, sleeping, I've got a bed to sleep in, I've got a roof over my head, pot to piss in, so I'm not doing too badly, and it's an opportunity for a fresh start. A bit like when you sort of defrost the freezer. I've got one of these new freezers that defrosts itself, supposed to do, but that's by and by. Let's just see what's around about August, September-ish time, of course. Around about September there. You've got the old man. Of course, the old man symbolises longevity. Maybe you will have seen better days in that regard. I mean, you're 33. Of course now, and of course longevity brings experience with it, and the energy of the old man there well, no doubt, whatever comes fresh, you'll be able to view it with some experience and make a decent judgment on it, won't you? Around about September time. So it'll be time to sort of maybe reflect a bit, and maybe you will be slowing down a bit, not so much getting old, but certainly you won't be as quick as you used to be, even physically. But nevertheless, it'll give you some time to, not retire, of course, but it'll give you time to maybe just retire in the sense of go go for a few more walks and just take some time out and reflect, just like as you did, as you would be doing next month, of course, around about May, June, July, August, September. So what's around about September? What's around October? What's going on then? What comes of that reflection in October? It looks as though there's some form of what's this? This is sort of message, some form of message. You might hear. You'll be hearing some news, I think, here, but you'll be hearing a message from somebody. Maybe based on your experience, you might know who it is. But by then, around about October time, as the winter draws in, of course, the darker nights are coming, aren't they, and whatever. Then of course it's time to sort of maybe see what message is being given out. This could be it could be just simply a symbolic message, but I do get a sense as though somebody's going to come with a message. Somebody or somebody's going to try and reach out to you, try and get either back. Well, I'm thinking back in touch with you. I don't know. After all that time, the old man could be symbolising time apart from somebody or something, maybe. Of course, maybe the 10th anniversary since you split up, or something like that. Or so leave that flexible, that old man card. I'd rather leave that flexible, and we can probably work on that. As you just hit November there, what's going on in November? Let's just see the November energy there. Got the widower there, looks like. Often the widower, of course, symbolises it's the energy of somebody, of a man who, in this case, who's lost his missus, as you would say. But in this particular case, of course, it can symbolise a man who's been dumped by his missus. If you're going to be dumped by your girlfriend, wife, or whoever, your partner, then November will be it. If you're expecting to be dumped, November is highly likely to be the time when you'll be left on your own or being feeling alone, missing somebody. Maybe that's the message from whoever it is, but maybe it could be a message that you're getting too old for that woman, that person, and she wants somebody a bit younger. I don't know what type of. I'm sort of getting that. Why I'm getting that? Maybe it's just that going through my head. I don't know. Maybe I've just got a sinister way of thinking of things. But around about December, what's going on? What sort of Christmas will we be having there? Around about December, you got the young man there, and he's obviously into cricket or tennis or whatever it is. Well, not really, but the sort of I get a sense as though there is a young man. He could either be your own son, or it could be a nephew, or somebody, just a young man who's in your life, who you might spend a bit more time with. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe, as we were on about before, I think I've just said it, haven't I? Maybe it's the young man who's going to be a substitute for you. I don't know. Why I'm thinking that, I don't bloody know. But that just looks as if it just looks a bit too uncomfortable to think about that. Around about December, around about January, of course, the new year. What sort of new year will you have there? Well, of course, notice here, I suppose really deep in thought, maybe it's a time again, just like next month is a time for reflection, a time for maybe focusing on the spiritual side of things. Maybe, of course, January is a time, maybe if you're thinking of writing a book or doing something creative, pause for thought, a pause for reflection. Then January will be it. To start the new year, best to start with a good plan, I suppose, isn't it, really, in that regard. February, of course, around about February, what's going on there? February, well, it looks as though there, in February, there's a rival. It looks as though if if you're thinking of writing a book or being creative, then somebody else may have thought of the idea beforehand. But if it's of course something to do with this thing where you're getting too old for her, and you think she's thinking of ditching you around about when it was there, October, November. That's that's February, isn't it? I'll just briefly go through around about. So of course now, what are we now? We're around about April now. So you've got the jealousy going on now. April, May, the spiritual side around about May next month, coming into money. April, May, June. And then of course July there'll be the loss, so it'll sort of like balance itself out, won't it, in a way. And of course if you lose, then the gain might be equally. And then of course the May bringing something nice, something fresh in July, and of course around about August, maybe a time for reflection again, but a time to realise that you're not as young as you used to be. But then again, you're not old, but nevertheless the old man brings the experience that you'll need around about then. So that's not too bad, is it really? So so got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and then around about November there. The message, that message is in November, but December, of course, is when you're going to get dumped or something, and then a young man. I got a sense as though that young man around about there, he might have something to do with that. I'm just trying to lay these out a bit neater there. April, May, June. That's it. June, July. That's it, around about October time there. The message in October, and then the November, that's it. And then of course your December is when he comes, that young man, and then January is of course when you start afresh, isn't it? So just bearing all that in mind, I suppose. Then of course the rival. I got a sort of sense as though the rival might be that young man that we were on about, or that younger man, or whatever. It could be, but then again, it could just be, you know, just like somebody else there. I don't know why I'm sort of getting that. So that younger man in December there looks a bit threatening, but either way. Around about the February time, then of course you'll discover who the rival is. You'll discover that there's somebody there. If that be from a relationship point of view, I mean it's focusing on that there, but it could be from even a career point of view, couldn't it? There really. Around about March time, of course. You're going to get a visitor in March. Somebody might just turn up at your door with, I don't know what they'll turn up with, but there'll be news or something around about March. So that's just what a meteorological springtime, isn't it? And then of course about next April, what happens next April, who knows? I'm going to pull out the next card to see what happens finally this time next year. And it looks as if your fortune, your luck just might change. So it looks as though that visitor might be the bringer of good tidings. But for now, for you, for this following year, these cards, young Derek, have now spoken.